Now, I don't usually play fighting games all like that, but even I can appreciate how much hype that the final Smash Ultimate character generated. And I'm sure if you're watching this channel, chances are you already know too. Because for a lot of people, Sora was the one they wanted to get in Smash Ultimate the most. And I think that seeing Sora make it in despite everyone saying that Disney wouldn't allow it or they already had a Square rep on that fighter's pass, so there's no way, was a moment of catharsis for everyone who's wanted him for years. And seeing that he won the Smash ballots a few years back was honestly just the icing on the cake. I mean, y'all already know my reaction to it, but I guess this is more of a post-reaction thing now that things have kind of settled down. I guess I just wanted to share my thoughts on it and just talk about why Sora for Smash actually really works aside from just wanting him because he's a Kingdom Hearts character. So with that being said, make sure to like and subscribe, and let's dive right in. First things first, I gotta get this out of the way right now. If you're disappointed that Sora got in, I respect your opinion. But I also gotta say that if you're disappointed that Sora got in, then this video ain't for you. Because I do like other characters in the series, like if Roxas or maybe Aqua had gotten in, that would have been cool too. But I don't think I'm wrong in saying that having Sora, the main hallmark character of the Kingdom Hearts series, getting in was the right way to go. Because like him or not, no character represents the Kingdom Hearts series better than or has more notability than Sora. And this is coming from someone who doesn't necessarily like Sora, so trust me, I understand. But honestly though, I gotta say, Nintendo handled this reveal and this character really well. Because even though I did want Sora to get in, I was a little scared on how they would handle it. I got flashbacks to when Cloud was announced and they only had 2 songs for him. And I was afraid that having Disney's intervention would have possibly removed a lot more than we could have expected. But when they started going through all the new features for Sora and how he'd work and what all came with the character, I was genuinely surprised about how much they did for him. I was surprised not just because it was Sora, but because they were able to have him actually, for one, have the Keyblade and actually have the little Mickey charm on it as well. It would have been great to have him in either way, but I think seeing Sora with like the Starlight would have been a little off-putting to say the least. So I'm glad they went with the most iconic version. Also, having the alt costumes being different versions of Sora was a really nice touch too. Like having not only Sora's outfit from different games like 1, 2, Dream Drop Distance, and 3, but also having Valor, Wisdom, and Ultimate form along with Timeless River were all really good choices, even going so far as having Timeless River have its own unique facial expressions. And it's almost like having Valor and Wisdom is the equivalent of having Donald and Goofy with you there in spirit. So all that to say, it's nice to see Nintendo pulled from the entire series instead of just going with either variations of the classic KH1 Sora or the most recent Kingdom Hearts 3 one. Though I gotta say, I'm a little disappointed, but I understand why they had to take out a lot of Disney stuff. If you noticed on some of the dives to the hearts, they take off some of the Mickey symbols on Aqua and Terra's, as well as obviously Mickey, Donald, and Goofy being removed from Sora and Riku's dives to the hearts, but other than that, they did a really good job at paying respect to a series as a whole. Something that was my personal favorite in the presentation was seeing how the battles end in classic Kingdom Hearts fashion with the screen slowdown. Because while Sora's moveset is honestly a little basic, aside from his recovery because I think that's pretty broken, I think the amount of detail they went in, even as far as adding in something that small, was something that I don't think any of us were expecting, but something we can all kind of appreciate. I'm gonna be honest though, while I am excited for Sora and Smash, I kind of would have liked maybe a stage for The World That Never Was, or maybe Destiny Islands, and maybe a different track or two, like maybe adding Tension Rising or something like that. Even so, I'm still really excited for Sora being here. Even as far as his actual moveset, there's a good amount pulled from each game instead of just being pulled from KH1 or just pulling from KH2 or Dream Drop Distance or 3. It really seems like with incorporating his moveset, they decided to go for more of a compilation from some of Sora's combos throughout the series. And I'm glad they decided to do that, so they incorporated most of the moves from his previous games, so that longtime fans of the series can all have something they like. But I think the reason that I'm so happy for Sora being in Smash, just aside from being a Kingdom Hearts fan, is because at least to me, Kingdom Hearts is a series that works really well with Smash for a couple of reasons. The biggest one though being is that Kingdom Hearts has always been a series that's centered around collaboration. Even though it's not nearly as big as Smash, the very foundation of Kingdom Hearts is bringing other franchises together to create something bigger than the sum of its parts. Bringing the Disney charm from, of course, the classic Disney movies like Snow White and Sleeping Beauty, and the Disney Renaissance like Hercules and Mulan and Beauty and the Beast, while also incorporating a classic JRPG franchise like Final Fantasy, and to some extent The World Ends With You, is a lot of what makes Kingdom Hearts Kingdom Hearts. Even though it can kind of stand on its own 2 feet at this point, I don't think there's anyone who can say Kingdom Hearts would be the same without Disney and Final Fantasy. And that's true even going forward in Phase 2. And I think a game like Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, a game that brings together franchises like Mario, Sonic, Persona, Zelda, Tekken, ARMS, and plenty of other games, I think it's fair to say that it's one of the biggest crossover games of our generation. And with Kingdom Hearts, a series that also heavily dives into crossover territory, is something that I think could not fit better with Smash Ultimate. And against people who don't like that he's in there, I think that's fine, and I think that you're valid to not be excited about it. You know, everyone's entitled to their own opinions. But honestly, if we get another Smash game in the future, which I would genuinely be surprised if we didn't, Sora is only good news for other characters. Because think about it, if they can get Disney to collab with Smash and get Sora in with just a couple of edits here and there that honestly don't take away from the character at all, I'm certain at this point they could get really anybody they want. But in any case, this was definitely a shorter video, but I just wanted to get a lot of my thoughts out on Sora being included in Smash, other than me just screaming let's go for 3 minutes. But that's gonna be all from me today, so this is Moose Wayne, signing off.